we're back with another win against Tide. Welcome back, everyone. Joe, what do you think of that intro? I just thought I'd trial that one.
That was definitely very south end of the Mornington Peninsula.
I was going to go a bit harder. Then I thought, no, that's going to blow everyone's ears out in their car. Blow the speakers out of their car and everyone will be crashing off the road and we'll be liable.
They'll love it. Dave, did you know that most of our listeners enjoy listening to us at work on the old replay?
Really? I love you've got the facts.
So we're here on replay for you.
Actually, I just wanted to briefly touch on, because this episode and some of the others we've put up lately is not live streaming to YouTube, and a few people love the live streams to YouTube. So I just want to say, fear not, because we will still do some. We're probably looking at doing a live stream every month, all right? So don't stress, all you people that love your live streaming. We will still continue to put them out to the world, along with these pre-recorded ones, and people can still listen to the audio while they're working away, as Joey's just said.
We just want to be regular.
Like a high-fiber diet, we want to be regular.
That's it. Metamucil.
Now, Joey, I have to kick off the show with a big apology.
Oh, what have you done now?
Well, we put out our last podcast last week, which was like a snapper-specific podcast, Joe. We thought we'd give everyone a bit of a leg up.
We did. We love our snaps.
We thought we'd give everyone a bit of a leg up coming into snapper season.
Yep.
And the whole point of pre-recording was so we could make it a bit smoother. But turns out I didn't really listen back properly, because pretty much at the very top of the show, in a show that it was about snapper, I made a bold claim. Now, I just want you to listen to this one, Joey. I'm just going to play some audio here.
All right. I love snapper. They are... I don't think you're Victorian if you own a fishing rod and you haven't caught a snapper.
I would agree with you there, Joe. Arapus trutter, I believe the scientific name is there. There you go. How's that for a bit of knowledge?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that's right.
They are one of my... Arapus.
What do you pick up there, Joey?
An Arapus.
An Arapus. Arapus trotter is not snapper.
Oh, it's a salmon.
It's a salmon. And I swear I knew that. But for some reason, salmon was in my head. Arapus trotter. And then I thought, no, that's wrong. It's a Pagris auratus, which is the proper scientific name for snapper. But then I thought just before, I'm going to look this up so I can't be wrong. I've Googled it, Joey, and I believe they were classified as Pagris auratus several years ago, because that's what we all knew them as back in the day, didn't we?
That's
but
right.
I remember a few years back now, I think there was a classification change. So if you have a look at my computer here, the Australian snapper, Chrysophorus auratus, or silver sea bream, is a species of porgy found in coastal waters of Australia. So they're not a pag anymore, Joey.
They've been reclassified.
An interesting thing about snapper
And how do scientific names just swing around like that?
I don't know, mate. Some more research has been done. The funniest thing about it was, Joe, someone alerted me to the fact that I'd misspoken, and then I was sitting at home eating dinner, and about the time that good mate Jonah Yick would normally be driving home, he always listens to our podcast in the car, Joe. So I see a call come through, and I'm busy eating dinner, so I didn't have time to answer it, but I thought, guarantee you, he's listened to the start of the podcast and he's calling to correct me. He won't be able to help himself.
He is a science guy.
He absolutely won't be able to help himself. It would be killing him that I said that wrong. He would have dialed straight away to put me back on the right track. And I simply just messaged him, "You're calling me about the whole snapper salmon thing, aren't you?" And he just goes, "Yes, how did you know?" So
you know him like clockwork. Yeah.
That's right. So he couldn't help himself, Joe. But yeah, so Australian snapper, most of the rest of the world call a snapper like a whole different genre of fish. Did you know that, Joe? So more of the lutinid family of fish, which is like what are those bloody red ones you catch in the estuaries up north? I'm having a mental blank now.
Emperor. Nanagai.
No, you're making it worse for me.
Mangrove Jack.
Mangrove Jack, Joey. You've done it. Mangrove Jack and that sort of thing.
Yep.
So finger mark brim,
Oh, yeah.
finger mark snapper. So they're your more classic snapper. What we catch is actually, like as I've just said, a silver brim. So a big version of the smaller brim that we catch.
Yeah. And I wonder if they're different. Like, we say in Victoria, you've got the eastern stock and the western stock are two very different looking fishes. I wonder if the scientific name changes again.
It's all really strange because, over in WA, they just call any size snapper a pinky.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Weirdos.
And I've just seen the world's amazing now with technology. Like there's a lot of fish that look like our humble snapper, even in like parts of the Mediterranean Ocean. I've seen and in Spain and in Montenegro. Very, very similar pink, silver brim. I saw one a couple of weeks ago. It was 21 kilos from nearby Montenegro, which was crazy.
I'm trying to find a photo of
the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I swear it's like they catch them in Greece as well, Joe.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the Mediterranean. This is literally where I just came back from cruising. But it's a common shape and genus of fish that's widely distributed throughout the world. Actually, in Mauritius, like they've got a fish that it's not quite like our snapper, but it's called a capitan. So yeah,
El Capitan.
That's it.
I'm trying to find it, but it's not going well for me.
That's all right.
Yeah. Anyway, someone send in the name of that fish that we're talking about. It looks like our snapper, but it's got like a giant head on it, I reckon is.
And it's pink and silver. Very, very, very similar.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I did just maybe find it, but that's all right. We won't keep going on about that for much longer. So yeah, Joey, a apology to kick off the show. A bit unusual, I know, but there you go, everyone who's so ready to correct me. I admit defeat, and I have self-corrected. So now you know.
Hey, Dave, have you been fishing in the last week? Like, I haven't been fishing, but I know that I think you graced the port, the Western Port.
I did, Joey. I actually went fishing with good friend of the show, Suraj, of King Kong Donkey Kong fame. He wanted to go out and he wanted to catch some squid to stock up for bait for snapper season. Now, I think everyone in Victoria had the same idea. So this is last Saturday. So every squid fishing spot I went to last Saturday, there was probably a good 10 boats on there. And you know what else was at every spot, Joey?
Toadfish?
No. Bloody seals.
Oh, no.
I reckon there was one seal per squid spot, just annoying the crap out of everyone.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it's not a good sign when you see seals. But yeah, very, very slow the old squid fishing was. I think me and Suraj got 3 in about 3 to 4 hours. But I'll tell you what, Suraj did get a really nice size one, Joey.
Yeah.
I'll wham a photo up here right now for you.
So it's it. Oh, there he is. Look at him.
Yeah. So unreal. He did the classic thought he was snagged trick and was trying to rip the jig out of the bottom, and then the bottom started swimming away or pulsing away. So yeah, really at least one nice squid to make the day and not a complete waste, Joey. And then we decided we'd shoot up past Coronella and chuck some snapper baits out against my better judgment, Joe. And as soon as we anchored, wind came up, blowing straight up our transom and like really strongly.
Up the chuts.
Yeah, no good, mate. I'm just not keen enough to get really cold for bugger all this time of year, so I didn't put too much effort into that. But yeah, it actually got really windy, and we caught like a couple of your classic tiny gummy and school sharks that you catch up there, and then pulled the pin and got bashed the whole way home, coming back around to Stony Point. And that was my day fishing, Joe. So a fairly typical day at this time of year.
Yeah, there has been some snapper caught in Western Port over the past week. Definitely was a bit of a feeding event over the calmer, sunnier, nicer days throughout the week. We're going to get into that a bit later in our hookup segment.
Absolutely. Well, we can get into it now if you want.
All right, let's do it then.
Yeah, get into it.
Hey!
Welcome to the Hookup, where we go around Australia and indeed the world for the freshest fishing reports. There you go, Joey. So we're firing straight into this one. May as well start with the snapper, as you just said.
Yeah.
So what'd you see in Snapperland this week, Joe?
I saw Brett Reed from Reedy's Rigs and Izzy Setso got out on the port, and they had a beautiful snapper in the brown water there in somewhere in the top end of Western Port. So that was really impressive. We also saw Sean Dennehy. Shanners, he got out over the weekend as well, and he was very, very happy with his first of the season also in that dirty brown water in the mud in Western Port. So definitely has been a few about.
Now, I love you, Shanners. You know that, mate. But what you've done during the week is you've participated in a bit of a phenomena that's known when snapper season does come around, which is the disproportionate fishing photos.
Do you mean the snapper police? do I have to queue up the Bill song
We
again?
need to. Oh, and I'm looking for the photo and I can't find it. He must have removed it.
Maybe he's detached the picture.
Nah, but Sean's done the big wide angle lensy of the fish with big hands. But it was a beautiful fish, and I know Sean was just trying to display the beauty of the creature, but it's an interesting thing, Joey, this time of year.
I definitely can remember a time where I've had fished up off Blue Gum Point this time of the year up at Coronella. And, it's very, very exciting when you do catch your first for the year. And usually in that upper reach of Western Port in the brown water, you can fish sort of anywhere from, 4 to 8 metres of water. And it is still quite exciting. We tend to forget how good the buckles of those rods are when it's been almost 12 months since we've seen the annual run of snapper. It's amazing how quickly people forget. That's all
there you go, Joey. I found the photo. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah.
No, well done, mate. Good fish.
Awesome.
You've outfished most people that day. Apparently it was pretty
Absolutely.
slow. And I love the photo. Big fan.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, so snapper covered, Joey. It's going to keep getting better from now on, by the way, isn't it? So look forward to seeing some more of those catches come through.
Yeah.
You had a report with an international flavour that you were telling me about as well.
I certainly did. Solo this week, a grander blue marlin's been caught in the Cook Islands. 1,129 pounds caught by Power Arnold. He caught it by himself yesterday in Rarotonga in the Cook Islands, and here he is. He's just, absolutely bested that. That is 1,129 pounds on, looks like a coconut tree made gantry there. And, he's just done that. That's just
How do you think
insane.
he did that? He must have towed it in, surely.
I don't know. He must have been very lucky.
Yeah, but that's a big fish. But I think they're really actually quite fast growing, those blue marlins. So probably not super old in comparison to some of the more long-lived.
How old
fish.
How old do you think? And quick that they grow, blue marlin.
Well, I'm going to look it up for us
Yeah,
live because we can do that. We have the technology.
Well,
So they live up to 20 years, Joe.
There you go. I was about to say 30 years. So I remember we were talking about Cairns black marlin, and every sort of October, up of that Lizard Island, the 1,000-pounder black marlin happens in Australia. The run of that, and I thought we were saying they're about 30 years old. So
Now, you don't want to be a bloke as a blue marlin. They only live 10 years, Joe. They reach 7 feet in length.
wow,
So they grow fast and they reach 3 to 6 feet in the first 1 to 2 years of life. So the big females, they can be more than 12 feet and weigh up to 2,000 pounds. Can you believe that? Imagine a 2,000 pounder.
no, I haven't seen one. Incredible.
No, I can't imagine you have. So, so a bit of blue marlin flavour into the reports, Joey. I love it. Rarotonga.
Yeah, awesome.
How good's that? Moving back a little bit more local, Portland. What have you heard down at Portland, Joey?
Oh, I heard Matt Hunt had 4 bites today at Portland.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
was looking for the photo and I put the wrong one up.
No, Portland's going good. We're seeing storms and storms of gannets down there. Fishing very, very strong down there. We're even seeing a lot of our friends down the southern Mornington Peninsula make the travel down there because it actually has been going so good. But yeah, absolutely hot to trot for the barrel tuna down at Portland at the minute.
Matt got one that was 116 kilo today, Joe. He had 4 bites. He had a lot of bad luck. He had one that he was live streaming on video and it just spat the hook on the video, flipped the bird, flipped the tail and swam off.
I'll tell you what, it's been bloody cold today. I reckon Matt's going to be sitting in his bathtub, soaking, and he'll be listening to this podcast, and I hope it makes him smile, us talking about his success today.
And it looked absolutely horrific.
Oh, it looked like
Joey.
pus.
Absolute pus. And while we're on the subject of big tuna at Portland, we've got a report come in from Lee Schilling, Joey.
Oh.
He submitted himself. He says, King Kong, Donkey Kong submission.
I'll be the judge of that.
Today, yeah, you judge this. Today out of Portland, cared for, bled, spiked, gilled and gutted, and into a chill bag with ice. Love that sort of action. 116 kilo bluefin. Knocked it over super quick in just 8 minutes, Joe. Fish took a huge first run and must have cooked itself. Plenty of fish down there out wide. Marked up 50 plus fish throughout the day. Lost one 20 minutes earlier to a broken hook. That'd be upsetting, wouldn't it?
Oh, gut-wrenching.
And guess what lure that one was on?
Oh, I reckon it was on a bass straight lure.
It was.
Yeah.
So how good's that? Our mate Dave, his own lure has done the job down there. It was a slant head in an evil colour. So
bloody
that's
awesome.
Good to see. Great report. So do you think that's worthy of a King Kong or not? Oh,
look, we've got a few more reports before we ring the bell on King Kong, Donkey Kong. I want to talk about there's been the Stonker Trout program has been a feature this week. It's a program done every year by the Victorian Fisheries where they release large rainbow trout into our suburban lakes. It's a beautiful program. Gets people that don't have boats and stuff, and they can get down to their local suburban lake, at a minimal cost and catch, some of these fish are like 4 or 5 kilo rainbow trout. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. They put those fish in there for the kids, and all these grown, seasoned fishing men go down there and and pillage them.
And just annihilate them.
They annihilate them. That's the word for it.
Yeah.
Before poor old little Billy's gotten out there on his school holidays, these grown men that own 20-foot boats with high horsepower engines have gone down there and absolutely pillaged them.
And not to mention that, they've probably got a mate at fisheries where they can just figure out the release location, and you can basically just stand next to where they're opening up the big bag of trout and just cast blindly at where they're releasing them, right?
I think
is that a stretch of the truth or what?
I think power bait is what is the go-to bait, Joey.
Yeah, just figure out when they're getting released, and you want to be on the day where they're getting released. That actually is a tip because, once the fish settle into the lake, they probably do get a little bit of lockjaw. So definitely it is good to see the roster of where the big trout are getting released from. It's pretty good with social media nowadays. You can look on the Victorian Fisheries website. Oh, do you have a little roster of where the stonkers are getting released there?
No, I've got a photo on the Vic Fisheries Facebook page. So here we go. Officer Harry at Roxburgh Park, Joe, on Sunday and met Ray and his son Mason, who were all smiles, landing 2 big rainbows. One was 2.9 kilo, and that was on power bait. And the other one was his PB is 3.1 kilo before that. And the other one was 3.5 kilos that took a liking to a pink spoon lure. So there you go. Their tip for anyone else chasing a stonker this week.
3 kilo trout. That's fantastic just at your local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying lighten the drag a little to let the fish run upon striking because apparently they lost 2 big dogs earlier in the day and they put it down to the drag being a bit tight, Joey. So there you go.
Yeah, that's it. So you just got to, I guess you can catch a trout that's been eating pellets with something else that looks like a pellet. Matching the hatch, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, no, that's a great activity for kids to get down there and enjoy.
Yeah, Ace Jace got amongst the stonker trout, and I saw our good mate Reza Naziri got about him as well. So, yeah, well done, fellas.
Mitch Chapman as well.
Did he?
I'm outing everyone. all these season fishers are down there. Very cool, Joe. Enjoyed that part of the report. What else we got here? Big squid we've already covered off. Big marlin, we've done that. Big tuna.
There's still a bit of salmon action happening down at Lake Bull and Mary.
Joe.
What?
So I was down at Mount Martha driving along the Esplanade there a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And let me just say, if we saw what I saw when we were out tuna fishing, we would be very aroused. It was gannets just raining from the sky off the beach there, Joe.
At Mount Martha?
Yeah, off Mount Martha. And I've seen similar off Mornington recently as well.
Oh, it's the giant salmon schools, right?
It is. I think it's the pilchards and whatever else bait fish there are getting rounded up by the salmon, and the gannets are going in there, and it's quite the sight, Joey. I wish we could find that sort of action offshore sometimes.
Actually, funny you say that. I remember my Uncle Tones, who lives down at Safety Beach, was walking down one day, and he filmed it on his iPhone 5, I think it was, and he was watching dolphins actually herding up the salmon schools, and it was almost like beaching themselves up on the water, chasing these salmon, these huge schools of salmon that are coming to the bay at the minute. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think also the squid fishing down that part of the world's been a lot better than what we've had in Western Port, Joe.
It was good. It was good a couple of weeks ago. Easy to get a bag, but Uncle Tones actually did go out with his neighbour Laurie, and they didn't do so good at a Safety Beach on the squid in the past week. So,
all right.
Not so good, but good couple of weeks ago.
Oh, well, maybe it'll pick up again. By the time this goes to air, it will have picked up again, I'd say, Joey. No, we should actually be coming into a really good time for the squid. So I reckon any day now there'll be some really nice squid fishing.
Maybe the blue supermoon had something to do with it.
Well, hang on. Before you move to that, are you picking a catch of the week or what?
Oh, I reckon we've
can't
got to
deny
give it.
Lee.
No, that's a really good effort. He's done the right thing on all accounts. So we'll ring the bell on Lee. Here he is, and he's the champion this week.
King Kong, Donkey Kong match. Look.
Anya Suraj. There we
I
go.
love it. I'm going fishing with Suraj again on the weekend.
Yeah?
You should come.
Drinking or fishing?
No, we're not drinkers anymore. We just do the fishing.
No, like you're not the drinker. I wasn't.
No, I think he's going to be a good boy.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, that'll be good. Blue moon. Something about a blue moon.
There was a blue supermoon this week. So apparently the moon's not blue, but it is a supermoon, meaning that it's 7% bigger than a normal full moon. And apparently the blue supermoon happens. You normally get one full moon in a calendar month, but apparently in August we were able to have 2 full moons, and the second moon was the supermoon, and it was 7% larger.
So it says here, a super blue moon is a combination of 2 things: a super moon and a blue moon. So I think it's at the same time. Is that right?
Well, yeah, almost
second,
one after
second
each
full
other.
moon in the same month.
Yeah, exactly.
So interesting. How does that relate to fishing, Joe? Or you just thought it was a fun tidbit?
I thought it was a fun tidbit, but has the fishing been better or worse this week?
Or could you imagine under that super full moon the amount of fish that would have been out and about feeding? I reckon it would have been epic.
Yeah.
Especially gummies on a full moon. They love it, Joey.
Oh, 100%. I had some of my best gummy fishing ever with the lead up to the full moon. Yeah, no denying that.
Oh, thank you for that.
That's all
Add a
right.
bit of science to the show today.
Yeah, we're science freaks this week.
We are a little bit, yeah. All right, so that nearly brings us to the end of this one, Joey. We've got a few updates though.
Yeah, hit me.
Boat show, 26th to the 29th of October. It's going to be a big one again this year.
Back at the Docklands?
And because it is back at the Docklands, and because you've abandoned me, I've
Yep.
roped in a couple of ring-ins, and they're bloody good replacements, I got to say. We've got Jonah Yick from Tasmania. He's flying over. He's demanded I fly him first class and put him up in the most ritzy hotel in the state. So there's no money left.
Oh,
in the money outside budget.
Actually, Jonah, he'd look good staying at the RACV resort at Cape Shank in 4.5 stars there, and with a nice little room there. I wouldn't expect anything less of this production to look after him.
So
and he's definitely in chauffeuring distance as well. You can definitely come and pick him up from there in the morning.
I'm looking forward to having Jonah out. He's going to be a great addition to the team at the boat show, and Suraj is going to be there too. So everyone can come and meet the man, and you'll be able to buy some of our merch there. So we've got a new design in the works that hopefully we'll have out in time for the show, and we've got a little bit of stock of the other stuff left as well. So make sure you pop down and see us there. Also going to have a couple of really cool fishing brands at our stall that you can grab from us as well. So we'll announce that a little bit closer to the date. But anyone who wants to come see us there, we'd love to have a chat to you. And anything you do buy from us obviously goes straight back into the show. Me and Joey have pretty much funded this whole thing off our own bat. So it's, anything is appreciated, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, it is. We love doing it. A lot of people enjoy doing it. So, yeah, we want to keep bringing it to you every week. But, yeah, Jonah and Suraj will be with Dave at the boat show. I'm going to be overseas, but, yeah, they're sensational blokes, and you'll have a lot of fun with them also. Have you had any wind turbine updates in the last week?
Not really in the last week, Joey, but we'll keep abreast of the situation. And
it's definitely something important to keep an eye on.
I know there's a few meetings and whatnot going on in the background there, so we'll find out more.
Oh no, there wasn't an announcement. If you just give me half a second, I did see an announcement that I wouldn't mind sharing.
Oh, go.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Yeah, just where I saw here that immediate release from Susan Close, the MP. South Australian government opposes Southern Ocean offshore wind farm zone. The state government has recommended South Australia will not be included in the Commonwealth's proposed offshore wind farm zone that runs from Warrnambool in Victoria to Port Macdonald. So that's, Susan Close MP, Deputy Premier, Minister for Climate, Environment and Water in South Australia. So that's definitely a bit of positive news that's happened in the past week. So
I like that, Joe. Good update.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There you go.
All right, mate. We're going to wrap this one up. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. As always, it's been a pleasure. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so that you can keep abreast of all the uploads going up on our channel, and catch us on the socials on Instagram and Facebook if you want to have a chat to myself or Joey.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
We'll be back.